This was the video that I was born to make. My favorite artist, his favorite covers during my favorite time period, 1947 through 1949. He drew 37 airbrush covers. They're often referred to as his Xela books. Let's get started. This is Exciting Comics number 57. You've got Judy of the Jungle. There are a few Tomb Raiders down there that she is trying to take care of. Next up, Exciting 58, you got Judy of the Jungle. She is trying to dodge the rhino. Something that you can't tell from the video is how well these colors pop. The reds, the green on the vine, the reds again on the flower. And something that only true collectors know of this book is that shoe. God, it's super shiny. Whatever type of ink they use just really pops, comes to life on this cover. Let's go from 58 to number 59. This is a famous bondage cover. You've got Pistol Roberts, who is her love interest, trying to negotiate for Judy of the Jungle. Exciting 60 is the favorite of this run for me. She is wrestling a shark, and the back covers are amazing. So you've got the greens and the yellows, you got some pinks and blues over there. And it's a really busy underwater scene. One thing nice about that busyness is that it hides many defects. So you can get this book in a 2.0 to a 3, and it'll still look like a really nice copy. This next book is the book that started it all for me for the Xela covers. This is Exciting Comics number 61. The first book I got from Heritage, and I saw it. I really like this particular cover. Didn't even know who drew it. And then I looked more into it, and it was Alex Schomburg, the same artist that drew books in World War II that I really knew and enjoyed and collected. So I saw these, and then it was all over. I started collecting many of these books. And here, Judy of the Jungle is running alongside her panther. Next up is Exciting Comics number 62, also one of my favorites. She is caught in the net trying to get out with her knife. In real life, the greens and the yellows of this cover really come to life. Next in the series is number 63. To tell you the truth, originally I didn't like this book. For some reason, it just didn't resonate with me. But the more I've looked over it over the years, the more I like it. And something that true collectors know is that this lasso is often way off the page. And I like copies that have that full lasso showing. In this particular copy, the lasso is almost there, but there's a little piece that is out. So another piece about this book is that it is unforgiving. The whites in the background, any kind of dirt easily shows up on it. So this book, oftentimes, even in a 5 or a 6, doesn't look all that great. Now we go up to 64. We've got Judy of the Jungle, and she's trying to fend off a couple vultures and trying to help her poor friend. This is G-Man Pistol Roberts. And Pistol Roberts is constantly beat up. As you can see here, his shirt is torn, his pants are torn. He's lying on the ground, and it's Judy of the Jungle who has to save his pathetic rear end. Here's Exciting 65. There's Judy of the Jungle once again. She is brandishing a gun. And Pistol Roberts, he's not really helping out too much. He's just tending to his own wounds there in the background. Here's another outstanding book in the series. This is Exciting Comics number 66. You have Judy, who is riding this phoenix. What an amazing pose. There's this great parallelism through here. Her arrow, the direction of the bird, and Pistol Roberts all shooting. This is another book that's hard to find that looks good. Again, that white cover is so unforgiving. Let's move to the second title. It's Startling Comics. And out of the 4 titles I'm going to show you, is Startling Comics that's the most well-known. And in general, these books are more expensive than the other books. So let's start off with number 47. Here you have Marna in bondage, and Lance Lewis is trying to save her. I love this perspective. You got the ray gun pointing to Marna, and Lance Lewis trying to save her. Let's go to number 48. This is a great cover too. You got these space aliens there. Marna's in the foreground. Lance Lewis is in the background. And I like that planet in the background as well. The next book is the most well-known in the series and one of the top 5 Alex Schomburg covers out of 600 overall. This is Startling Comics number 49. This great robot cover. You've got, again, Lance Lewis way in the background, and Marna is in the foreground with the robot. This is just a tremendous cover that many people like, and it's actually known beyond comic books, too. So it's just an iconic piece of art. We go from 49 to 50. I like this cover as well. You have these aliens who push Marna out of this global spaceship, which is really funny. You've got Lance Lewis over there, and you're thinking, how in the heck are they going to survive? It doesn't seem like they have any way to control the elements being thrust out of the spaceship. Next, we have this cool book. It's Startling 51, and I love how Marna is there holding this machine gun or machine ray gun, and she is shooting at a spaceship there. If you look closely, you can see this door handle too. It's like this 1948 Buick version of a spaceship. Just absolutely love it. And I absolutely love this cover. This is my second favorite book in the Startling series. This is Startling Comics number 52. And you have Marna there, who is in this air globe underwater. You have a sawfish that is going around the globe. And you have Lance Lewis, again, shooting his little pea shooter. And the last among the Startling books is Startling Comics number 53. I like this as well. You have Marna and Lance Lewis. They are standing kind of back to one another, and they are shooting the aliens. I like this part here. I'm going to show it close. You have this little alien that's being blown up by the laser blast. Now it's time to move from Wonder Comics and go back to the jungle. This time is Thrilling Comics. The first I have here is Thrilling Comics number 60. You have Princess Pantha, and she is approaching the hunter who is trying to kill her monkey. So she's got a knee to his back. She's moving the gun to the side, and you can tell that the bullet barely misses the monkey and hits the tree branch instead. Now we have Thrilling Comics number 61. This is the most violent in the series. She has a knife stuck in the belly of the beast here. Now we have another animal cover here. This is Thrilling Comics number 62. You have Princess Pantha, who is riding atop the tiger. Apparently this tiger had just mauled her love interest. This is Dane Hunter, who is down on the rock, and you can see that his shoulder is bleeding pretty profusely. This next one is the favorite of mine. This is Thrilling Comics number 63. You have Princess Pantha peacefully walking alongside a tiger and an elephant. This is a great cover, lots of good colors to it, and Schomburg really nailed it with everything. The Princess Pantha looks great. I feel like he spent a little more time on this cover than he did the other ones in this series. Now let's move to Thrilling Comics number 64. Princess Pantha now is entangled with a python. So again, this is another animal cover in this series. This one's pretty fun. This is Thrilling Comics number 65, and you have the gorilla there in the foreground, and Princess Pantha is chasing it away. Now, this one's kind of funny. I absolutely love these airbrush covers by Alex Schomburg, but if I had to say one was the weakest out of the 37, it's this one. I just felt like he got rushed, and the proportion and the way that she is moving just doesn't look so good. Now, there's Dane Hunter there in the background. He's still mauled, but just like, I don't know what she's doing with those legs. I guess she's swinging from a branch. It just doesn't do it for me. This one is one of my favorites, Thrilling Comics number 67. I love the fact that she's up in the tree. She has the dagger over there, poised to be thrown. You have the parrot, and you have the villain who's down there going through the water in the canoe, trying to shoot Princess Pantha. This is one that's really grown on me. This is Thrilling Comics number 68. You have Princess Pantha here. And what I love is she is hearing a radio for the first time, and she's just enamored with it. This one's a pretty cool scene as well. Thrilling Comics number 69. She is trying to avoid that arrow that is coming after her, and she's falling out of a canoe as it's going down a waterfall. So this is a bit of a dramatic pose, but I like it. This is Thrilling Comics number 70. This is the next to last in this particular series. And she is trying to negotiate the return of Dane Hunter. And last in the series is Startling Comics number 71. There she is trying to fend off a tiger, and she has a spear in hand. With apologies to Michael J. Fox, let's go from Thrilling comic books back to the future. Here we have the first airbrush covers in the series. This is Wonder Comics number 13. You have Carol in the foreground, and in the background, you have Wonder Man trying to save her. This is one of my favorites of the run. It's reds, greens, and blues. And I also like the lightning bolts coming out of the Tesla coil. The next book in the series is Wonder Comics number 14, and I think this book inspires Startling Comics number 49. This one actually came out a couple months before it, and you have the alien holding Carol and Wonder Man in the background. Among all the Wonder books, this one is probably the most popular. It's Wonder Comics number 15. It's a really cool scene where you have Carol tied up down here. She is under a microscope, and you have a giant with a scalpel, and you have Wonder Man who is back there in the background. Now we move to a different hero, and it's actually Terra over here. So Terra's man is back there, and he is all tied up, and you have a villain there in the foreground. And I love the way that her saber, when it touches him, you can see the light emanating from his body. This time, Terra is there, and she's got hold of a great gem. So this one's a pretty cool one. This one, number 18, is likely the least favorite cover in the series for me. And it's just because this alien, I think, looks ridiculous. So Tara looks great. She's got the saber there. But that alien and the way the eye is positioned, I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me. This one's also pretty cool. You got Tara again, and she is trying to stop an alien invasion. In fact, this cover reminds me a lot of Startling 53. If you recall, in that cover, you see these aliens come out of the spaceship. And if you look real close and you look at that spaceship, it actually says Earth Invaders on it. I love when Schomburg does this. He really points things out. So you're like, okay, are these friendly folks who are coming in the spaceships? Heck no, they are Earth Invaders. Here is the very last cover I'm going to show. This is Winter Comics number 20. This also is quite the beautiful cover. You've got Tara here between two Tesla coils, and you have the evil dude in the background. This is one of my favorite covers. It turns out that I recently bought the best copy in the world of one of the Xela books. Check out this video to find out which book it is. Thanks so much for hanging with me, and hope to see you around real soon.